We have to ask the question what it means to be human. So what are the deeper meanings of the human event in the age of cyber revolution? Are we in a period of singular transition when Homo sapiens is becoming another species? Are we becoming a species of self-designing, where infotech and biotech are coming together to some sort of singularity? And the question becomes, well, where is their place for the self, subjectivity, human awareness? What's place of consciousness? What is the relationship between meditation, ritual, and algorithms, artificial intelligence? There was a radical change at the birth of Homo sapiens 70,000 years before today. The change that allowed for the development of language and communicative skills. With the appearance of consciousness and awareness mediated by language, areas of anxiety and the unknown and groping emerged. And the human race had to deal with this need for meaning. Fictive languages, literature, painting, invention of rituals, and eventually the emergence of great monotheisms. All of these emerged within a very short span. We are today in kind of a parallel situation because all of our civilization has lived from the ideas of the exile age. We live of the universalist ethics and law and commandments of great religions, and all of that is changing. The sacred texts are not providing answers to digital age, to the problem ahead of us. And that requires either creating new rituals or having some kind of new insight, because everything God has been doing, or we have been projecting, everything has migrated to the immanence, because we occupied sort of the theological space now with these capacities. But this does not mean that spirituality and ritual and the questions of meaning like disappear. They are just somewhere else. We don't know where we are going, but there has to be somebody, there have to be people, there have to be communities of people, not just scientists, artists, theologians, philosophers, who are raising and asking this question: what kind of change is the human species going through? What will happen when infotechnology and biotechnology merge together in some singularity, and we will be able to hack our brains to the point of changing our desires, not just enhancing? More and more of our lives will become run by intelligence that does not need awareness, does not need to meditate, does not need to dance, does not need to love, does not need to worship, and really knows us better than we know ourselves, at least better in many ways. What happens to spiritual growth? What happens to fictitious life of the humans, to our culture? What happens to the values that were developed in the exile age? We are meaning-giving creatures. The meanings don't grow on trees. Values and meanings are what gives birth to creativity and connection to life. Even though the artificial intelligence is promising to give us power of the creation. But that's a scary thing. We are too weak and scared to actually generate meanings of omniscience, omnipotence purely from our powers. And some meanings are too big, too overwhelming to simply generate them from our own finitude. And I think that's where the ritual, whether the old one or the new one, I think they are the forms of getting outside of ourselves to something greater than ourselves. We do need the cosmos to remain mysterious or open-ended, to be able to give ourselves to it. Maybe it's too much even for God, if there is God, to be simply God. That's why God created the world.